Welcome to The Deep Dive. This is where we take articles, notes, research, and really boil it all down to the key insights, maybe even some surprising facts.
The idea is to cut through all the noise out there.
Exactly. Help you get informed quickly. And for you, our listener, especially if you're working on your English with teacher Victoria, think of this as us helping you zero in on what's really important in the material you've been studying.
Yeah, we're kind of your guides through the source stuff, trying to get at not just what it says, but, why it actually matters.
Perfect. So today, we're calling this Deep Dive, Think Outside the Box. We're going to challenge some perceptions, uncover maybe some uncomfortable truths about, well, a pretty critical social issue.
Which is?
It's about the invisibility that aging women often experience. It can be quite surprising, even painful, especially, it seems, in the workplace.
Right. And there's this metaphor that keeps popping up in the sources.
Rip Van Winkle effect. Yeah, we'll get into that. And also this simple but really powerful plea, I just want my job.
It sounds simple, but there's a lot packed into that. It's really interesting how views on aging seem so different for men and women, and how that plays out professionally.
Definitely. It points towards something systemic, doesn't it? Not just isolated incidents.
It really does.
Okay, so let's start unpacking this idea of the cultural disappearance. We probably all know the story. Washington Irving's Rip Van Winkle.
Falls asleep for 20 years.
Right, wakes up, the world's completely changed, doesn't recognize anything, doesn't know his place. Classic fish out of water.
But here's the twist the research points to for aging women today. It's like Rip Van Winkle, but in reverse.
How so?
Well, they haven't been asleep. They're awake, they're capable, they're present, but the world starts treating them as if they're the ones who vanished or become invisible.
Okay. So they're still there, fully conscious, but not seen.
Pretty much. Their experiences, their knowledge, even just their presence, it sort of fades from public view, from recognition. It's this really profound sense of erasure while you're still standing right there.
Wow, that sounds incredibly frustrating, and that demand, I just want my job, suddenly makes a lot more sense in that context.
Exactly. It's not about wanting the past back.
No, it's like an assertion, right? I'm still here, I'm valuable, let me contribute. Captures the absurdity and the urgency.
And this isn't just a feeling people have. Way back in, 1972, Susan Sontag called it the double standard of aging.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, think about it. Men get older, they often gain authority, they're seen as distinguished, maybe seasoned. The gray hair adds gravitas,
Yeah, the silver fox type thing.
Right. But for women, Sontag argued, aging is often framed as, a kind of social decline, a fading away. It's a systematic denial of their visibility, their voice, their dignity even.
Systemic, that word again. So what assumptions are driving that difference? Why the contrast?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems deeply embedded, and you see it reflected in things like media representation, too.
Oh, yeah. I saw that in the notes, like the Lausen study from 2018.
It found women over 50 are just hugely underrepresented, and when they are shown.
It's often small roles, right? Or stereotypes, like the nagging mother-in-law or the sweet, slightly dotty grandma.
Exactly. It's like the cultural mirror just stops reflecting the full reality of their lives after a certain age.
So it's more than just feeling overlooked. It's an active cultural erasure, as you called it.
Precisely. A pattern where society kind of denies older women their space. And as the research suggests, this hits particularly hard in the world of work.
Okay, so let's pivot to that. The workplace. The sources called it the place where this erasure becomes more brutal.
Yeah, brutal reality was the phrase. Because here, it's not just about social perceptions. It has direct, tangible consequences. Economic, professional.
About age discrimination.
Absolutely. It's rampant, even though there are laws against it. That AARP report from 2021, nearly 2/3 of workers over 50 said they'd either experienced or seen age discrimination.
2/3, that's huge.
It is. And for women, gets compounded. It's not just ageism, it's ageism meeting sexism. That intersection creates a really tough barrier.
So it's like a double whammy.
Kinda, yeah, the biases stack up.
And there was that specific study, Newmark, Byrne and Button, 2019.
Right, that one was really striking. They sent out resumes, basically. And women over 50, significantly less likely to get called back for an interview compared to men of the exact same age and qualifications.
Wow. So same age, same experience, but the woman gets fewer calls.
That's what they found. It suggests the decision isn't always about skills. It's about these ingrained biases tied to age and gender.
Which brings us back to, I just want my job.
It's not about nostalgia. It's a plea for a level playing field, a demand that, your competence, your skills, your decades of experience should matter more than how old you look.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are we losing? All that talent, that wisdom, that perspective, just overlooked.
It's a huge loss for individuals, obviously, but for businesses, for society as a whole.
So this Rip Van Winkle effect, the inverted one, let's clarify that. They haven't been asleep.
Not at all. They've been working, learning, adapting, contributing for decades.
But when they hit some invisible age line,
suddenly, society acts like they were asleep. Their skills get questioned, they get overlooked for promotions, maybe eased out. Their careers are treated as aspired.
the term used was socially engineered obsolescence.
Yeah. It's not natural. It's constructed by these biases. It's like society's deciding they're obsolete.
Okay, so if it's engineered, it can be de-engineered, right? How do we break that cycle? The sources pointed to a few strategies.
They did. 3 main ones seemed key. First is simply visibility.
Meaning
Industries, the media, even just us in our daily lives need to actually see and represent older women as they are. Central, active, vital figures, not side notes.
reflecting reality, basically.
Pretty much. Second, accountability. Organizations need to take a hard look at their own practices, hiring, promotions, who gets training.
And change things if they're penalizing age.
Exactly. It's not just about avoiding lawsuits, it's about being smart and ethical, valuing talent, period, regardless of age.
Makes sense. And the third,
Empowerment. This is about women themselves being able and feeling entitled to claim the value of their work and experience, without apology.
owning their expertise.
Yes, and embracing this idea, like Anne Karp wrote about in How to Age, viewing aging not as losing things, but as gaining things, accumulating life, experience, wisdom.
Instead of a subtraction, it's an addition. I like that. Shifting the whole perspective.
It's a powerful shift. Seeing that whole life and career arc as an asset, not a problem to be managed.
So when we wrap this all up, the core insight here is quite, poignant. Rip Van Winkle's tragedy was missing life by sleeping.
Right. But for these women, the tragedy is being wide awake, totally ready, totally capable.
And being treated like ghosts anyway, like they're already gone, even though they're right here. Let's right through.
Yeah. So when someone says, I just want my job, it's huge. It's a demand for recognition, for justice, for the basic right to be seen and contribute.
In a society that seems way too quick to look away.
Sadly, yes. It connects to that bigger picture, doesn't it? Valuing human experience at all stages.
Definitely. So maybe a final thought for you, our listener. How can you spot this socially engineered obsolescence in your workplace, maybe? Or just in how things are portrayed?
Yeah. How can we all challenge it and start recognizing the value that experience brings at every age?
Something to think about, for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We really hope exploring this issue of the invisibility of aging women has given you some valuable insights.
Hope it sparked some thoughts.
And just a reminder, this deep dive was put together as part of your Teacher Victoria ESL class. Seriously, drop Teacher Victoria a message about the class. Let her know what you thought of this topic. We'd love that feedback.
Yeah, definitely let her know. Thanks for tuning in.
Until next time.